All right, what's up, people? Today we are here on some more Destiny. Now, I know I've been making a ton of Destiny videos, and I will eventually start getting back into other games. I saw the new Fort Nightmares update, which is kind of cool. I want to play that. But I'm just having way too much fun build crafting in Destiny, bro. This update, Revenant, just really reminded me how much I enjoy Destiny, honestly. So today we are here on Titan because Bungie has updated an exotic that has been in the game for a really long time now, actually, now that I think about it, but for some reason has like just never received an update at all, even though I think it really should have. So here we have the Mask of the Quiet One, which has received a very, very good update where its perk is Dreaded Visage, and it says grant ability energy when you are damaged. While you have a Void super equipped, rapid final blows and final blows while critically wounded, grant Devour. Basically, the updated part is the Devour part. So basically, this exotic allows you to get Devour on every other subclass except Void. Normally, if you want to Devour, you would have to use this right here, Echo of Starvation, where picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power grants Devour. But now, if you use Mask of the Quiet One, you can get Devour on every other subclass in the game. You don't have to be on Void, which is really, really nice. And Titan with Devour feels absolutely incredible. Honestly, just it's Devour itself. Titan feels good, but Devour makes everything feel good. If you put Devour on Hunter subclasses, it would feel great. You basically become invincible. And that's not even like a joke or anything. Like, you genuinely do become invincible, especially because of the amount of uptime you have on your abilities in Prismatic Titan. You can literally become invincible, spam abilities, not worry about dying ever because you have Devour. As long as you get at least one kill while Devour is active, you get your full health back, and it's crazy. And then this right here, the perk, is really nice because it's not just final blows while critically wounded, it's also rapid final blows. So as long as you kill a group of 3 enemies, that's an instant Devour proc, which is actually really freaking good. So I made this sort of melee Juggernaut build here, where I can basically dish out as much damage as I want without ever having to worry about health. The main focus of Titan is melee. Let's all be honest here. So I centered my entire build around that. We have Consecration and Knockout because Consecration, I don't know what the hell they did to Consecration. I don't know what they did to it, but it's doing like absolutely absurd amounts of damage. And I don't have Syntheseps on. I don't have the Spirit of Syntheseps on. It's just Consecration itself does absolutely ridiculous damage. Knockout is nice because it does increase your melee damage, but it also isn't exactly necessary. You could really put anything here. You could put Unbreakable, you could put Diamond Lance, you could put Drenger's Lash. Anything works. I just have Knockout because it does increase melee damage. But I also would recommend Diamond Lance because Diamond Lance is absolutely busted with Strand. Or not with Strand, with Prismatic. I have the Glacial Grenade just in case I do use Diamond Lance, and it's nice because Consecration recently got updated this update, where now it'll actually break stasis crystals. So you can throw down your Glacial Grenade and then pop Consecration to do a Shatter and Ignition. It's really fucking nice. I'm using Frenzy Blade because it gives me 3 Consecration slams, and then I got Thruster. This can be replaced with anything. So the one problem with Mask of the Quiet One is that you have to use a Void super to get the Devour to proc, which really limits you on what you can do, because I know Glacial Quake is really insane for damage. Thunder Crash recently got buffed, so it kind of does suck that you have to use Twilight Arsenal, especially since Twilight Arsenal also got nerfed. But that's kind of okay for the trade-off because we're not really using our super, we're really relying on our melees. So we have a bunch of fragments here to really help us with that. We have Passive Sacrifice, which makes it so while you have an Arc, Solar, or Void buff, ability final blows grant Darkness Transcendence energy. This makes it so whenever you have Devour, you don't have to use a Stasis or Strand primary. You could just use Consecration Slam, and that will absolutely charge up your Transcendence meter, for sure. We have Facet of Courage, which makes it so your Arc, Solar, or Void abilities deal increased damage to targets affected with Darkness debuffs. This one can be substituted for anything else, like you could put Facet of Hope or like Passive Honor, and you could do anything here. I just have Facet of Courage because if you're in like a team scenario, like let's say you have a Warlock with the new Rhymecoat Raymond perk and he's throwing down the stasis turrets, this will just buff your consecration damage because it's affected by a darkness debuff, which would be slow. We have Facet of Justice. This is just for fun. This is a fun pick. I would recommend Facet of Dawn. In fact, I think Facet of Dawn is better than Facet of Justice in this scenario. But Facet of Justice is super fucking fun. Whenever you're Transcendent and you get an ability Final Blow, they'll just explode, which will really ramp up the amount of kills you can get with Consecration. It's really fun. We have Facet of Balance, which just makes it so rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. This again builds more into the melee stuff. Consecration is a light ability, so if you get kills with Consecration, you get a ton of melee energy back. And then of course we have Facet of Ruin, because Facet of Ruin is just honestly one of the best fragments in this entire class. This will just increase the size and damage of the burst of a stasis crystal, and it'll also increase the area effect of solar ignitions. If you have on Glacier Grenade, Consecration, if you're using Diamond Lance, you'll be getting both of these effects, so it's really nice. For weapons, we are bringing back the classic, my boy wonder, the Monte Carlo. This is honestly one of my favorite exotic weapons in the entire game. Like, it just is. And especially since Monte Carlo is just so useful for melees, I thought it would be perfect for this build. I originally tried Buried Bloodline to really make sure I stay alive. But then I also realized you don't need Buried Bloodline at all. The Devour Mask of the Quiet One gives you is more than enough to stay alive. So you don't need Buried Bloodline. That, and I also don't have the Catalyst. So we're using Monte Carlo, which reads Monte Carlo method. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. That really, really helps us out. You have 3 melees, so you want to have as much melee energy as you can possibly have. And then Markov Chain makes it, Markov Chain is literally just Swashbuckler, so you don't got to worry about that. The Catalyst you will never use, so don't worry about it. I'm using a Baron Action Rocket Sidearm. You don't need to use a Baron Action specifically. You could use Indebted Kindness. I just recommend using a Rocket Sidearm specifically because Rocket Sidearms are just really nice. You could also use grenade launchers, just some sort of good special weapon. Power weapon doesn't really matter. Here are the mods. Of course, like in every single build video I make, there will be a dim link for this build in the description. Something I have noticed, and you're probably wondering why, is I'm not using melee kickstart. And it's because I've noticed, even though I have full armor charge and I use my melee, it's like Consecration doesn't count as a melee internally in the game. So if I use Consecration with my melee kickstart, it doesn't give me back any melee energy. I don't know if that's because I'm using Frenzied Blade and the triple melee, so that messes it up, or if it's because Consecration doesn't really count as a melee, but it really just doesn't work. So I have Heavy-Handed here. So, okay, Impact Induction and Heavy-Handed for the Overpower, and this will just reduce your grenade cooldown whenever you get a melee attack. So yeah, that's the build right there. This is absolutely insane. For the gameplay, I have it's me doing a solo first encounter of the dungeon. This will probably be my build to fully solo the dungeon. I'm probably going to go for a solo flawless run at some point. So this will probably be the build I use for it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think about the update to Mask of the Quiet One. I really do think this like actually helped it out so much. I think before it was just whenever you got a final kill while low health, it would fully heal you, which really sucks. So now this Devour change makes it significantly better. But yeah, stay around for the gameplay, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Hold on.